Okay, this is Iron Bill taking another stab at this. Earlier, I thought I had this going. Uh, I don't know what happened to the recording. I'm trying out a new methodology. Actually, it's a two-step process. I do the video, I compile them in Adobe Premiere, then I bring it into OBS Studio. Anyway, you don't need to know the technical background. I'm just trying to work some things out. That being said, this is a PvP match. I'm working on the Crime Spree quest, and I need to get the grenade kills. Now, I started today with 0 PvP grenade kills, and I've been putting this off because I bought a new controller, a keypad controller, by the way, and I'm getting it mapped out, learning to use it, muscle memory on the left hand. Right hand, I'm fine. I mean, mouse and key, my mouse part of the mouse and keyboard, that works fine. I'm struggling still with this. At times it's smooth, but when I get excited, it's not smooth, and it's not like controller, which I'd played for years. Anyway, a few things. PvP is a perishable skill, and if you're mediocre at best, and you don't play for a couple of weeks, things look bad too. I play on 3 different characters, so I don't specialize. So it's always a little bit of a struggle getting back to the movement of something I haven't played in a while. 3, I'm using a Witherhoard, I'm sorry, and an Interference 6. I was also using an energy grenade launcher that I had, but that didn't work out real well. So I put on a Gnawing Hunger, and that's what I landed on. So all the excuses aside, I really got owned tonight. I mean, in a big way. I'm learning a new meta. I mean, I haven't really played since the season begun. Redrix is really seriously OP once a person sets that up right. Mods their armor properly, knows what they're doing with it. And if you're good enough to get Redrix, you probably know what you're doing with it. So, all that being said, excuses out of the way. I tried to play a little smarter in this match, position a little bit better. Just do things a bit more right. And of course, I didn't take any time to set up my armor properly, although I did use the Azura was selling it today, and clanmate Kakalak suggested that we buy this, so I thought I'll give it a try, and it's the Dragon Shadow. So I spec'd this out for high mobility, and of course, I took a hit on my resilience and my recovery on this, but the thought process is mobility is the most important thing on a hunter. So if you have to take a hit on something, then probably those 2 things should go in favor of mobility. That's the thinking. The problem is when you do something stupid like that, where I just run straight in, I'm not using my jump properly, I'm definitely not dodging like I should, and the whole point of the chest piece is to get 2 dodges. You get an extra dodge, and with the high mobility, I'll have a dodge every 9 seconds. So I've got to work out how to pad that up. All right, so here I am defending C, and I'm using the Witherhoard. And the thing I like about Witherhoard as a grenade launcher, because I'm terrible with them, you'll see me shoot all over the place, and I really need to practice. But I got pretty good with the fighting line, but I just didn't feel like putting that on tonight. Anyway, the whole thing is that even if you don't get a kill right away, if they don't move from where you hit them, they're going to die anyway. And there are a few kills that I got tonight because people just stayed in the muck. I don't know what they were thinking. Now see, I just aimed too low there, and instead of moving forward to the right and getting protection at that door, I decided to run backwards. If you show your back to an enemy, you're probably going to die, especially if there were 2 of them like there were there. I've had no chance to run out of that. Didn't jump, didn't dodge, didn't do anything smart. Okay, that shot was too low. That's twice I've been too low. And that one's too high. He wasn't where I thought he was going to be. Now see, this guy here, the shield probably saves him at first, but I toss a grenade and get the other fellow. Okay, now what I'm doing here with my mobility, though, is I'm removing myself from situations when the advantage goes away. I knew they would pursue anyway, and of course they did. Now I'm starting to lose that fight, and I'm mindful of my low resilience, and I think, well, just get out of there. There's no reason to face up on that guy if he's chewing you up. Get my special there. I noticed the heavies come up, so I'm going to go for that. Alright, he's pursuing. And I don't know what he thought. He saw me get it. Why would you come around that corner flat-footed like that? That did not make any sense. Okay, now what I didn't notice was the team spawning to my right. In fact, I wound up in their spawn point. So I should have whipped around and then dropped a grenade right on top of them, but I didn't think that fast. I don't know that I ever do. And that was a bad super. Or actually, that was a good one. I thought it was a bad one at the time, but I just looked down at the feed and it was a good one. Alright, so that guy ran by. Here's the thing. Now, do you see that guy just ran past me? And then I guess he popped back. I saw a guy with a bow. I saw it red on the radar and realized it must be him. I backed up to get him, and then he pops his super. That's the thing about mobility for me that I'm not used to, is that when you're really fast, you can just jet right by people. And I was in a match on the same map earlier, and I came down and sat down next to a guy, crept up on him. He didn't know I was an enemy, and I was side by side. I don't know. I didn't show up on his radar. Fortunately, I recognized he was an enemy before he got me, so I killed him. And that was a direct hit. You know that because he came up here and died and dropped the goo. Because there's no way I put it up there. Now I figure even a trade is a win for me. Because, and that guy just stands in it, see? A trade is a win for me because all that I'm really after here is progress on that grenade launcher quest. I need kills. Had to supposedly get 100 kills tonight, and I just would point out, if you haven't done this yet, that if you wait until you're a little bit later in your season ranks, and I'm right around 70 right now, before you start this, it'll go a lot faster because there are buffs that you acquire along the way that speed up catalyst work. So, I mean, that's what I did, and I'm glad I waited because really, I can't say that this was fun to play tonight. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this that it just doesn't appeal. And see, I should have shot at his feet. I get the kill anyway because it's tight melee, but should have shot it at his feet. I just haven't figured out the where and how of grenade launchers. What is it? Something in Retribution. That guy just stands in the goo again. The one that shoots the line of fire. You have to shoot that at the ground in front of them. You don't want to direct hit that one. Some of them do play a little different. Fighting Lion, you just have to learn to toss it in the direction and release the trigger when you think it's near them. And you get good about that, especially if you can jump into it, if you're on a map that you can actually get around. Now, I wasted that first shot, but look at that. It's a beauty. Look at that, my first ever calculated trajectory medal. Mountaintop is practically mine. Alright. I can feel it. I can taste it. Of course, it's going to get sunset. And then I just make a dumb move. And this is just me not used to my keypad. And again, I should have just kept going into him. I should have charged him and meleeed him. I wouldn't have been able to switch weapons fast enough to take him down. That wouldn't have happened. But I could have meleeed him. Dodge, melee. I got to work on that. You know, it's helpful to look at your film after you do it because it does show you your mistakes. It shows you things you didn't pick up at the time. By the way, I noticed that I've got an orb there, and I remembered seeing another one back here, and then I think I noticed that the heavy is coming up, and I decided to go for that. Now that guy backed into me as I was running through. I did this. I tried to control the heavy because your life is a lot better if you do, but also I was having a pretty good luck for most of the evening with this grenade launcher, this heavy. This is the Interference 6, And I think this one has proximity grenades, which I always like in a grenade launcher. Because if it's anywhere near the enemy, then it's going to go off. Excuse me. So we're getting close here now. And, you know, I wish I could say every match went similar to this. They didn't. Not even close. I got farmed hard today. But I got the quest step done. So, here are the results. Of course, you're going to see me jump into my menu real quick and try to clear stuff out because I was going to just stay in this loop. And, you know, at this point in the season, you want to have the ability to put on new armor. You want to have the ability to put on new armor when you get it. So, anyway, there it is, 18, 2.25. That's the match. This is Iron Bill, and I'm signing off.